What is going on, IBL fans? My name is Ross, and I am joined here by my co-host.
Yo, what's going on, all those IBL fans? It's your boy, Mid-Pokemaster.
And we are here for your Week 1 Pick'em, and let's get into the matches. So for our first match of this week, we have the Baltimore Orioles and the Minnesota Golden Golducks. The first thing that I noticed about the Golden Golducks is that their team is fat as all get out. Did you notice that?
Yeah, there's just so much fat going on.
Who did you pick?
I had the Baltimore Orioles winning this match.
I also picked Ben in the Baltimore Orioles. There was no favoritism in this one at all. I just think that despite the bulk that FlameHorizon does have in this game, Ben does have a couple of options such as Mew, Infernape, and I guess Mew and Infernape to set up, and he's got plenty of options on the Golducks team to set up on. The one downside of having a bunch of bulk is that you are prone to getting set up on.
Yeah, and especially with that Infernape, he doesn't really have a good switch in to it.
Yeah, I mean, Mega Camel will probably switch into it. Suicune as well. Ben does have to worry about the Reuniclus possibly getting set up. That would really, really hurt him. He also, I mean, FlameHorizon is a good player. He might have some tricks up his sleeve, especially with that Spinda sitting at the back. He does have Lando T, so he's got a great, of course, rocker and U-turner as well.
Yeah, and I especially love from Flame's side is that his opponent doesn't really have the greatest way of dealing with the Suicune.
You know what? I did not even notice that. I mean, he's got Tangela, but of course Suicune gets Ice Beam. Even Eviolite Tangela is going to take some damage from that. I mean, Ben probably can keep it from not setting up, because he can probably poison it or use Leech Seed. So he can probably keep it from setting up, but yeah,
or the taunt to Mew.
Yeah, that Suicune could be problematic for Ben.
Yeah. But I also like how Mega Beedrill stands up this match.
Oh yeah? How so?
I mean, it destroys his Regenerator Core and Tangrowth and Reuniclus.
I would agree with that.
And then, depending on the Suicune set, I think it can do up to like 50% with Excess Room. Yeah,
Suicune's more, if I remember correctly, Suicune's more specially bulky, especially after Calm Minds. So he might have a matchup there with it. I suspect Ben will probably use it more as a quick hitter, U-turn out and stuff like that, if he brings it at all. Of course, Ben, the one thing that I did notice about Ben's team as well is he's got a really bulky end of his roster. He's got Tangela, he's got Steelix, he's got Alomomola, he's got Clefairy, Slagoo, so he does have some bulk as well in there as well.
Yeah, and this match could really go either way.
Yeah, I think in the end, it will come down to who has the more offense, and I do think that Ben is going to be able to pull off some offense here. So anything else you want to say on that match?
No,
Okay, so we'll move on to the Lawrence Talonflames and the New York Empoleons. Obviously, the Talonflames were in this league last year, so they have some experience in this league. They're coming against a newcomer in the New York Empoleons. I picked the Lawrence Talonflames. Who did you pick?
I picked the New York Empoleons.
Yeah? I guess we got some disagreements here.
Yeah.
One thing that I did look at is I do think it's fairly even, but I think Austin is going to get some unburden action going on and get a quick sweep with maybe Hitmonlee, because really the only thing that he has to look out for with Hitmonlee is that Kafagrigus, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Kafagrigus could shut that set down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think, like, if Kafagrigus goes down early, there's not a lot that can stop his Hitmonlee from sweeping.
See, that's how I feel about Mega Altaria. It just destroys. It can set up on a lot of things, like Tapu Bulu won't be able to do that much because it's resisted from its Grass Stab. Mega Charizard can't hit it with its Dragon type moves, and Fire type moves are resisted.
Well, he does have Garbodor, and Hitmonlee does get Poison Jab as well.
You make a fair point, but Mega Altaria just looks so good to me this match that I just feel like Godea has the better chance at winning.
Fair enough. I guess I don't have anything else to say about this match, do you?
Except maybe that Jirachi doesn't need a flinch stall to win.
Well, we saw some flinch stall wins last season, so hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're both hoping for a hacks-free match.
I mean, when you draft Jirachi, that just kind of doesn't happen.
Well, we'll see. Okay, so moving on to our third match, we have the New York XL Pikas and the Carolina Pantherians. One team, the Carolina Pantherians, is brand new to the IBL. The New York XL Pikas technically are still fairly new. I think they only joined for the last 3 games of last season, so we're kind of getting 2 newcomers. I have the Carolina Pantherians winning this match. Who do you have?
I have the New York XL Pikas.
Okay. What is your reason?
The fact that Techno's team only has 8 Mons, it makes it really hard to prep against such big threats like the Zeraora, the Mimikyu, the Minchow, and the Salazzle. And along the fact that he has no switch into Hoopa Unbound.
Yeah, I mean, as far as offensive pressure goes in this match, the New York XL Pikas have it. It's very much on their side. The one thing that I did jot down is the Pantherians do have Dugtrio on their side. And of course, they've got a couple other options as well. But Dugtrio can really trap and take out a lot of the XL Pika's main offensive threats.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that there, but I just feel like there will be some sort of way that KreselleKey will mitigate that.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I totally expect that she's going to have some kind of option for it, or whatever. She's going to have something for it. I just feel like if she doesn't take care of it early on, it's really going to affect her game plan in this one. And I think within this match, I think she's going to have a hard time getting around it, and the Pantherians are going to be able to pull out a win.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting match.
Oh, I'm so excited. We got all the matches coming in this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait just to watch all these.
There's
see how many we get right.
There's so many good matches, man. There's so many good matches. Speaking of good matches, let's move on to the next match. We have our returning champion, the San Jose Pancakes, Darude, and he's going up against the Pittsburgh Huge Powers, Ryo Hayamaru. I think I said that right. He was actually an analyst last season.
I didn't know that.
We do have a pretty interesting matchup. Of course, Darude picked a very interesting team this year. It's definitely not on par with his team. It's definitely not on par with his team last season. He's got the Kecleon, Simipour, Simisage, and Simisear back in the back. Honestly, the one thing that I saw in this match is I just don't think that the Pancakes have got enough offensive pressure to win this match.
Yeah, I have to completely agree.
I picked the Huge Power. Sorry.
Oh, so did I.
Because I mean, he does have Mega Medicham who can bring some offense, and Scolipede, Zapdos to an extent, Druddigon maybe, but other than that, he doesn't really have a lot of offensive threats, and I think it's just really going to hurt him in this match.
Yeah, and especially when he doesn't have very many fast mons like over base 100. Because I don't know the semi-space speed. I think it might be 105.
Yeah, I have no clue. I have no clue about any of those mons. I've never once even tried to use them.
Yeah, his only base speed mon that's over 100 is Scolipede. So that just makes it so much easier for Mega Lopunny just to run Adamant. Which I feel like is just going to run through Darude's team if he doesn't play correctly.
Yeah. I mean, he does have the Zapdos to take care of the Mega Lopunny. Sorry, I know we weren't even talking about Mega Lopunny, but Rio really does have some pretty good offensive threats in Lopunny, Zygarde, and Clefable to an extent as well. But Lopunny and Zygarde, his two main offensive threats, I think are going to have a heyday in this one.
Yeah, and I just looked over on base speed.
You cut out a little bit. They are over 105?
They're actually 101.
Oh, okay. He does have Scolipede, which is going to be kind of fast. Mega Medicham is what, like 80, 90-ish?
It's 100.
Oh, it is 100? Okay.
Yeah. So if he gets those speed boosts with Dawn passing to Mega Medicham, if the league allows that?
No, definitely no speed passing.
Yeah, I didn't know about that rule.
Yeah, if there was speed passing, that Scolipede would be absolutely broken in this match, but with no speed pass.
Yeah. Scolipede can probably sweep if he gets the Vaporeon or Zygarde out of the way.
I can see that. He does have to worry about the Lopunny coming in and just using Fake Out. And of course, he really only has Zapdos to take on the Mega Lopunny, so that will be a threat to him.
Definitely.
Well, with that, let's move on to our next match. We do have the Colorado Bouffalants and the Chicago Cubchooos. Now, I'm just going to take a wild guess and say you didn't pick the Cubchooos because you didn't seem to like the Pantherian small roster, and I know that Turk likes to run with a small roster in this league. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
I chose the Colorado Bouffalants.
Yeah, I also chose the Colorado Bouffalants. Now, the one thing that I did take note here, I know you weren't around the league last year, but Turk had basically the same size roster as he did last season, and he made playoffs with it. In each week, it seemed like he was very mismatched, and he still came out with a win. But, with having said that, I don't see any rockers on his team. Am I missing something?
Celebi gets rocks, I think.
Celebi does get rocks?
Yes.
Okay. Well, honestly, I didn't know.
But it's not a very good rocker.
Yeah. I think that if he doesn't bring rocks in this match with Celebi, then I think the...
Dragonite?
The Dragonite is going to easily set up and be able to just wreck his entire team.
Yeah, because even Sylveon doesn't want to take any non-dragon type move from Dragonite.
And he's still going to live a hit from that multi-scale, and if he runs something like Weakness Policy, and now he's +1 speed and +3 attack after a Dragon Dance. Now I could see him using like Sylveon to break the multi-scale, and then using Sneasel with Ice Shard to get a KO on it to keep from getting swept. But
but then extreme speed.
Yeah, he does have extreme speed as well. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that was the main reason why I chose the Colorado Bouffalants, just because Dragonite is just so easy for it to step and sweep.
Yeah, for sure. That's basically the thing that I looked at. I do think that Incineroar could get a little bit of action in this one. Obviously, he stops the Haxorus and the Haxorus, Glade, and Braviary from really getting any offensive pressure. So he's really going to rely on both Blacephalon and Sylveon for some offensive pressure as well.
Runs like an assault vest in Incineroar. It could probably stop the Blacephalon.
Yeah, that too. I didn't.
And he also has no ground type.
Oh yeah, Turk. Yeah, his roster is really. His roster looks really bare. Now I know he's got a really small team, but as far as when you're looking at like options and stuff, it really does seem like he doesn't have a lot of options here.
Yeah. But if these are mods that he's comfortable with, sometimes that's better than having a bigger roster.
Oh, for sure. I did my interview with him, and he likes to pick mods that are really versatile. But if he doesn't get rocks up, that Dragon I think is going to have a heyday.
Yeah, I have to completely agree.
With that, I think unless you've got anything else to say, I think we can just move on to the next match.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Next match is the New York Cosmogs and the New York Metagross. We've got a rivalry match. Both teams from New York in the first week. I picked the New York Metagross in this match. Who did you pick?
The New York Metagross.
You also picked the New York Metagross?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I did note is that he doesn't... Tyler, who is the coach of the Cosmogs, he does not have a lot of options to switch in on Karen Black. Now, keep in mind, not a lot of people have any switch-ins to Karen Black anyways, but I think he really lacks some switch-ins for this.
Yeah, his best switch-in is either Toxapex or Mega.
Sorry, what was that? You cut out on me.
Rhyperior with Earthquake in Manectric.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything you said, so just make sure you send me your audio. My internet literally just cut out. Okay. So the one thing that I did note for Tyler, or in favor of Tyler, is that if his Kartana can get some momentum, he definitely can use Kartana to take out the Karen Black. And I think Kartana is definitely his win con in this one. So if we see him win this match, I do think that Kartana is going to play a huge role in it.
Yeah, and I just noticed that never mind, I was about to say Kartana is the fastest mon on both teams, but then there's a Ribombee.
Vicabolt's pretty fast, isn't he?
No, it's only base 43.
Oh my gosh. I just think it's fast because it's an electric type and it's a bug type, I guess.
Yeah, in his Pokédex entry it says it's supposed to be fast, but then it's only base 43.
I gotta look at this. I've never used it. Gross. 43. Wow. Don't listen to me. I don't know speed tiers at all. He could have like a Scarf Darmanitan though as well.
Yeah, Scarf Darmanitan does a lot against this team.
Or Scarf Hydreigon as well. That, I mean, honestly, now that I'm looking at this, I think Scarf Hydreigon or the Scarf Hydreigon to get around the Karen Black could be a potential bring.
Be able to, easily revenge a lot of things.
Well, anyways, let's move on to our next match. We do have the Green Bay Pikachus versus the Chester Chinchows. I picked Green Bay. Who did you pick?
I picked Green Bay. And it wasn't just because he has a full roster.
No. He doesn't have, like, a lot. I mean, he's got Mega Gardevoir and Celesteela, and I guess he does have... I don't even know what I was about to say. He's got a really well-built team. An extremely well-built team. And with as experienced of a Draft League player that he is, he really... I think he's really going to have a lot of options with this team, and the Chester Chinchows aren't really going to have a chance in this one, I don't think.
Yeah, like, no offense to them, but I don't see a way they can break Celesteela and Mega Gardevoir Gutra.
Yeah, now, I did note that, you know, if Celesteela goes down early, if he gets, like, a way to take down the Celesteela, you know, Latios could potentially be a big factor in this one. Now, he still has to get around the Gardevoir as well, but, you know, that was one of the things that I saw that he could use.
Yeah, and I can easily see Snorlax putting in some work this match. With most of his opponent's team being especially offensive, it could just set up a few curses and then just go ham.
You could also, potentially, the Chester Chinchows do have Crocodile. If they get some kind of Moxie boost or something going on, I guess they could potentially get some momentum there. You still have to get around the Celesteela, but that's another option for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really don't have much to deal with that Celesteela. Blaziken, and I think that's it.
Mega Manectric Cam.
Oh yeah, I was right underneath it. I'll say a lot of things and then realize, like, right after that that was really dumb. Just for everyone watching. It's interesting that he's got a Lowland Sandslash on his team, but he doesn't really have any way to take advantage of, like, Slush Rush.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Now maybe he's got... I guess it is a spinner, so that may be what he's thinking about it. But he does have Decidueye for Defog as well, and Florges as well. So, I mean, he doesn't really need it as a spinner.
He might have just grabbed it for a spinner in case he didn't want to get rid of his own hazards.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. I really don't think there's much else to say about this match. I think that the Pikachus are going to have this one.
Yeah.
No offense to the Chinchows. Zero offense to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to our final match of this week. We have the Colorado Mamoswine versus the Marlboro Mudsdales. Now, these are two longtime IBL coaches. I think Eric has been in a couple seasons. I think he was in season 3, maybe. He was definitely in the last season for a couple weeks, and of course he's returning for this one. Brendan has been in every single season, if I'm correct.
Yeah. He created the league and has been in every season.
That's what I figured, but I didn't want to say something, incorrect. But I do have the Mamoswine winning this match. Who do you have?
I have Mamoswine winning. Brendan just has a tough time with Coco Lucha in this match.
Now, I would agree with that. Now, I do think that he does have some options in this one. Of course, he's got... what was I even thinking? He doesn't have Milotic, so he can take a hit. He could bring Scarf Chomp, maybe Scarf Chomp. That probably wouldn't outspeed the Lucha.
Unless if Heavy just completely messes up his EVs.
Yeah.
And also like how Zygarde, not 50%, 10% matches up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Coco Lucha is just so dominant in most matches. So, I mean, that alone is sometimes enough to, like when you see that on a team, it's almost enough to pick them for the win. Just because, the other person they have to game plan for it. First of all, even if they decide not to bring Coco Lucha, you still have to game plan for it.
Yeah, like, I've been in matches before where I face Coco Lucha and then they don't bring it either. They bring 2 other threats that I didn't heavily prep for.
Now, the Milotic, it could potentially, if it's fully defensive, I mean, it could potentially get the Lucha. Now, it won't be easy, but...
Yeah, this is going to be a good match on both sides. Because I can see both of them putting in work.
He's got the Mega Diancie, and that can probably can't take a hit from Lucha, can it?
Yeah, it probably won't be able to.
Because it's got so low of HP. The Mega Aggron kind of puts in work as well.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, it can take a few hits from Garchomp, a few hits from Mega Diancie. It can stall with Melodic. It can take just a bunch of hits and then do a bunch of damage back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Jellicent in this match can just come in on Milotic anytime at once, and Milotic can't really do anything to it.
Yeah, besides Toxic, it can't do much else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even Jellicent gets taunt, so I mean, it might not even be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this match will go.
Yeah, I mean, unless, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. Brendan really is going to have a good game plan for this match, I think, to pull it off, because I do think this matchup heavily favors Eric in the Mamoswine.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with you there.
Okay, so I think that is all of our matches for this week. We hope that you guys are super hyped for this first week. I know we are. Is there anything else you want to say?
Just don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
Oh, of course. Like and subscribe to the IBL channel. That way you don't miss any of the pick'ems.
Yeah, or any other great content we...
But especially the pick'ems.
No, you just completely cut it out on me.
Oh, it's probably... My internet keeps going in and out. But anyway, that's all that we have for you guys today. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next week.